Asian countries, of course, is also facing the similar challenges from advanced economies and between themselves. What is your assessment of the risks there?
As you know, Asia is now and has been for a while the growth engine of the world economy. The fastest growing economies in the world are indeed located here, and the most substantial ones are located here. The most significant development, I would say, in response to your question last year, has been the signing of the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership.
RCEP.
That trade deal, RCEP, is the most significant trade pact of its kind. One, because of its sheer size, and two, also because China, is the second largest economy, of $14 trillion economy, is part of that endeavor. So over the next 5 to 10 years, as that free trade agreement is implemented, it will deepen and solidify the regional integration in Asia. So the trend in Asia is not towards protectionism, it's not inward looking, because there's a recognition that you only have vaccines for your own country, your country will still remain closed if everybody else is ravaged by COVID. People will not be able to travel, businesses will not be able to conduct business across borders, there will be production stoppages and trade, supply chain disruptions. So there's a recognition that there has to be further deepening of regional integration, and that's why the Belt and Road remains important.
On one hand, there is regional integration, but on the other hand, there is filtering of different trade agreements. For example, America, Europe is talking about their trade agreement. RCEP doesn't include all those advanced economies. WTO is going nowhere right now. Is it still possible that we have a global platform of trade investment treaty anytime soon?
I mean, as you know, there's now fresh leadership at the World Trade Organization. If you listen to the intent and the vision statements of Dr. Ngozi, who's the new Director General of the World Trade Organization, there's clearly intent to reinvigorate the multilateral trading system. It's clear that we have to reflect and look at the rules of the game. To remove the distortions, remove the problematic areas of the trading system, to ensure that trade is a reflection of the increasing integratedness and interdependencies of the world. I hear what you're saying, that there's a lot of trade frictions, but I think it's important to identify the fact that the World Trade Organization have indeed acknowledged that certain things needs to be rectified and there needs to be fresh impetus for the way forward.
I think a lot of it depends on how America looks at trade, because obviously Biden looks at trade differently than Trump, but his version of multilateralism is still not the same as the Chinese and many Asians understand it.
From all the public pronouncements that I've seen since January when the new administration have come in, they have re-emphasized the importance of multilateralism. And everybody recognizes that we cannot solve global problems unless we take a multilateral approach, unless we use the global institutions that we have created for this purpose, whether it be the United Nations, the World Bank, International Monetary Fund, all the other multilateral World Trade Organization that exist. So the posture of the new administration in the United States is clearly different, and they have indicated that they intend to adopt a multilateral approach to solve global problems.
And both America and China are harboring ambitious goals in infrastructure, especially green infrastructure development. So will the new development bank consider increasing their proportion of green infrastructure investment in the future, and what kind of portfolios will that be?
As we said earlier on, we are now at an historic turning point. We are at a major transformation moment right now, and that transformation moment has been brought about by the major economies in the world committing themselves to this green transition to net zero in 2050. The implications of that commitment is that new investment required in energy, for example. China already now is the largest producer of renewable energy in the world. But China is still 28% of the world's emissions. Almost one-third comes from China. So China has a huge responsibility, if you like, to play a leadership role in this energy transition that is happening throughout the world. A big part of that is infrastructure. So as a new development bank, and so also the Asia Development Bank, Asia Infrastructure Investment Bank, World Bank, all the multilateral institutions in the world in the future